welcome back to the Out of the Berg podcast. It's your boy Pete, Chris, Avery. Ask y'all like I always ask y'all every week. How have you been? How's your mentals? Y'all good?
My mental destroyed, my week destroyed, my body destroyed. Everything's been destroyed.
Yeah. That sounds very depressing. Like toxic. Keep your head up.
Of just this whole week. I already told y'all basically this whole week, except for I think Wednesday and today, I've been like overloaded with a lot of stuff for my class. So I just been doing a lot. Had to do some other stuff for some like I had to pay for for two classes. I need to take three. I need to pay for a third one rather. For in this fall.
Don't pay shit right now.
What'd you say?
Oh wait, I forgot we're recording. Yeah, don't pay anything right now. It looks like we might be forgiven at least about $10K. No, that's the rumor right now that's floating around at the White House. It's probably going to be a little bit lower, probably around 5, if we're being entirely honest.
Wait, $10K for what though? For class?
There's a rumor floating around that we're going to get some student loan forgiveness, at least for public institutions. Anybody who went to a state-led school should be receiving around $10K off, thanks to the current administration.
Oh no, this wasn't for my student loan though. I had to pay for a couple of the classes I was taking for my master's degree.
Gotcha.
That was painful. So financially, I felt pain. Mentally, I felt pain. And leaning over all week, my back has started to bother me some. So physically, I also feel pain.
Hey, Chris, I'm going to advise when you can, just get some rest, brother.
Yeah, I got apparently one more hard week after this one. And then I guess I get a week and a half off before my next class.
Yeah, bro, you need to get some rest because that's a lot, bro.
Yeah, I'm tired, Peter.
I've been fighting all my life.
I was thinking I was gonna say it though.
I was messing with you, Chris. But yeah, Abe, anything? How you been, bro?
I've been good. Still eating a lot. I'm a slow eater. Anyway, everything's good. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I've had a very productive week. Working on something. In the next coming months is going to be a lot going on for me personally. That I got to figure out and make moves, but it's a lot positive. Like I said, the past like 2-3 weeks, not like Chris where I'm like tired, like physically. I was just tired mentally. I wasn't always there, but things are getting better. Got a lot going on for me for the next couple of months, so I'm trying to figure everything out. And yeah, things are looking up. So things are looking up.
Well, I'm glad one of us, is looking up. Carry on from me, Peter.
Hey, Chris, we're gonna make sure you get some rest, man. That's my goal. Chris, get some rest.
Chris needs a lot of things right now.
Yeah, but speaking of rest, I wish this dude would have rested his mouth or his Twitter fingers. In 2020, because he said a lot of dumb things. Speaking of Terry Crews, y'all. So he recently apologized for his comments on the Black Lives Matter movement. I think he said something to the effect of we can't defeat white supremacy with black supremacy, and something to say that it diminishes. Like we need white people.
It was like he said, when Let's not make Black lives matter, white lives don't matter, because that becomes black supremacy. Something along those lines.
Something that sounded really tone deaf.
It was just like, yo, where did that even come from? you like we trying to stir this, straight up the middle. He's coming out all the way left field. Like, where you coming from, buddy? That was not the conversation that everyone else was having. He's just like, well, I'm just telling you to make sure that you don't do this. Like, no, that wasn't the conversation we were having at all.
In the midst of the George Floyd thing, very insensitive, very foolish. I'm not trying to, disrespect Terry Crews, but just during that time, we don't want to hear that B. Okay? So, he said he recently went on who's the dude's name? The light skinned guy, South Africa.
Trevor Noah.
Went on Trevor Noah's show and apologized for his comments, which he needed to, and it was very sincere, and it was very grown man of him to do that. I like that he did that, because every black person, we don't have to agree. Like, because people be like, oh, Peter, you always support Dr. Umar. I don't agree with that guy all the time. I agree with some points and never really his conclusions, but some of his points can be spot on. And you can disagree with somebody that's black. We want to put it out there. Being black is not a monolith. You can disagree and have different opinions. But when you say an opinion that's tone deaf and can harm our people in the middle of a black man getting killed in public by police, you need to be held accountable for being so uninformed. Well, I don't even know what to say, but just trying to be this philosopher. I don't know, Chris. I don't know what he was.
Yeah, no, and you're 100% right. Like you were saying earlier, and we've already talked about like our takes on Dr. Umar before. And I grant I haven't watched him actually since we had that long conversation about him, because I don't really go on my way to look at him that much. Maybe I'll go back and look at it and I'll decide I'm 100% with Dr. Umar now. I don't know. But
for me, not to cut you off. For me, he's just funny as hell. The way he talks, it's very. It felt like he a Boondocks character.
Yeah, you're not wrong there. But
go keep on.
What was I saying?
Fuck, I took you off your shit. You were saying something about you not agreeing with Dr. Umar.
Oh yeah. Don't necessarily agree with him. We're not a monolith. But he never says nothing necessarily harmful. If that makes sense. While you might not disagree with what he says, it's never truthfully harmful. And what Ted Cruz says could have honestly started like riots. Honestly, talking about black supremacy. Do you know how scared that would trigger like the masses that already think something like that's trying to happen? Then it comes from a black man. Oh my gosh, bro! Like that's all they need. That's everyone who's looking for a trigger. That's all they need, man. They just need one. Like say, listen. There's the one that was trying to tell you the truth. There, see, and they're just going to take the truth and try to run with it.
It seems very tone deaf.
Yeah,
like he's not reading the room properly. Like it feels like, hey, well, we're all black. And we shouldn't be coming hard at the white people. If we keep coming hard at the white people, that equals black supremacy. And I'm like, in what world? If you're trying to be equal to somebody, how is that black supremacy?
To Chris's point earlier, during the civil rights movement in 1964, where Martin Luther King took the stage in D.C. During the Million Man March and all the riots and stuff that was happening earlier during the time, Hoover was the first one to write to the freaking president at the time and basically told him, we cannot have another Martin coming through in his little letter. So it just tells you how scared they were during the time and all these other things. So, yeah.
Yeah. That's and when they see a Terry Crews character who has influence, who's a big guy, he's a very strong, big, affluent, masculine dude. They're gonna be like, see now, like you said, Chris. They're gonna and when they can get one of us to co-sign something to benefit them, that's all they need.
And anybody who's looking for that trouble, that's all they need, man. They just need one.
So I'm glad he held himself accountable and apologized to the people, to everybody, every black person. So Terry Crews, I'll give you your flowers for being accountable. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the things you think in your head, you shouldn't tweet.
I can forgive him for what he said, but I'm still gonna keep like an eye on him because like even what he was saying like in his apology, like he said it was kind of like his thing, his need for approval, and he's mentioned that before. And I think even before that 2020 stuff, but he still went ahead and kind of acted on his need for approval. And granted, like he's able to go back in hindsight, like, yeah, what I said that wasn't actually like what I should have been saying. I just wanted to feel like I was being accepted. And also, it's kind of like you have to like look there and like, who are you being accepted by? Who were you craving acceptance from? Because it wasn't from us.
You know what it is? It's that black kid that grew up that was told when he wanted to do something outside of being black, he wasn't black enough or this, that. That's what I think that's coming from. To me, if you ask me. Because, like, it don't make sense for you to, why are you saying, you're just trying to counter and say, hey guys, let's not do this. Like, and it's not benefiting. It just comes off as a guy that like, hey, I was different from all black folks. I want us to think on another level of like, hey, let's not be, let's all be accepting of everyone and let's not bash them too much. Because I saw him say something about black on black crime and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, it's a problem. But like, dude, that's two separate issues, two separate things. And if we look deep into black on black crime, we know where, and like drugs and all that. Black people, as some I know, we don't put guns into in the communities. We don't, liquor stores aren't there because of us. We try to get loans and other things, and they deny us. So I don't know. Maybe it's the people that you want to satisfy, or you want to make white people feel comfortable, and that's my problem. Stop trying to make white people feel comfortable. Let them be accountable for their stuff, and we can move on from that. You know what I'm saying? So that's, my take on the Terry Crews thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm with you, Chris. I'm gonna keep my eye on him still. Forgive you, but we're gonna keep our eye on you, boy.
Because again, I don't feel like his apology was like, I don't feel like he had any malicious intent in it. I don't feel like I do feel like he honestly meant like his apology, sure, and that's all good and fine. But how likely is he to fall back on that behavior? Because you can apologize and really mean something, but then because of whatever need you have or whatever feeling you need, you feel like, hey, I'm gonna do this again. Like, that kid that does bad things for attention. Like, you're doing something wrong, but you do it just because you felt like you have to.
Yeah, and he did a series of stuff, boy. When he did the acronym for Coon, I forgot what the acronym.
Yeah, was. I forget what it was.
I forget what it was, but I was like, yo, dog, come on, man. We're not doing that. I don't even like that they're calling you that. Don't make an acronym of that. I don't even like that they're calling you that. Don't even try to make a positive out of that term. So, yeah, Terry, be careful, man. Just be careful. Be mindful of what you say. You know what I'm saying? Especially with us. But speaking of being mindful and like in the stallion, man, She did an interview with Gayle King. Chris, you watched it. Well, Abe, you want to go or should Chris go first? Abe.
I could really go with either or. I didn't watch all of the interview. I only saw like a promo of it because I just refused to watch specific stories by this particular reporter. I don't have a fondness for her, if you could probably tell. I think she is a little bit dismissive when she does interviews, especially with colored folks and people of color. So when it comes to Megan's case, I thought it was a little bit phony, but I also thought Megan was trying to pull for a sympathy card going on here. So I was just like really turned off by the whole, arrangement, and I it just thinking strategically for Megan's like career or whatnot. I'm like, I could see how this helped her with PR or whatnot, but it's just like it's too late. It's been 2 years roughly since the whole incident happened. She took a small break, but then she also went on tour for like a year and a half, basically, selling out, coming out with new music, creating new content. So it's just I feel like the ship has sailed. But if she's trying to pull the card, maybe it works for a handful of people, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see what happens in the next couple months.
Yeah, hey, Chris, you could go.
Yeah, no, and to a degree, I think I agree with Avery. I definitely can understand her getting emotional, towards this. But like, if anything's gonna be done with this, it doesn't necessarily have to be in an interview, let alone with Gayle King. But in the court of law, which I do think they're actually still like going to be a part of. And honestly, I don't really know actually how they're going to do that, because if you're going to be for a jury anyway, right? Because if you're going to be a jury, you can't have heard of the case already. So I don't know how they're going to get like a jury of their peers who hasn't already heard of this case already, because it's been going on for 2 years and it's like been very like everywhere. It's still even though it's died down a lot, it's still somewhat of a relevant topic. Like, we're talking about it and people don't have to Google this because they already know.
Yeah.
So I don't.
Is that all?
No, not only that. Also, it's kind of like and kind of like Avery. Like, I didn't see the whole interview per se, but I only saw like parts and pieces that I saw from just like a 10-minute clip on YouTube. I'm not sure how long the whole interview was, but from what I could see, at least from just and from like her tone of voice, there was no type of emotion in Gayle's voice at all, except for when she was trying to see if they were in a relationship or not. And to which Megan replied they were just good friends, and that they kind of like became friends because they had both lost their mothers. To which Gayle didn't really seem to believe. When, to be honest, I don't know if that's true either or not, because again, like, it could be true, could be not, could be more to that. I don't know, but I don't really feel like that's something you necessarily need to pry into.
Yeah.
Oh, also the bullet fragments that are still in her feet. So I feel like that also kind of sway juries too, because that's also like open and out there too. And again, I don't know how they're not gonna, or how they're actually gonna get anything for this hasn't been exposed to the public.
Yeah, as far yeah, to me, right? I just feel for when I saw Megan, and I watched the majority of it, because a lot of it was hard to watch. I don't like to look. I really hate seeing a woman talk about someone, and I have to say someone allegedly harming them, because what she said about what Tory did, if this is true, bro, you need to be under the fucking jail.
Yeah, if it's true, he's a monster. And I think I saw too where it said he might be facing up to like 25 years.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, I guess he deserves it though if he actually did that, and honestly, maybe more, because that's crazy. He actually crazy person for doing that.
Because what she said was that She got out the car. There was an argument. Well, we don't know the details of that.
Mm-hmm.
He was mad. He came out the car window and say, "Dance, bitch," and then was shooting the fucking floor.
And we just talked about it kind of like last week too. You don't play with guns like that. It's not a game.
She could have.
We talked about Black China, the gun up to what's his name, head.
Yeah. And to me, like, she's lucky that was like a flesh wound.
Mm-hmm.
That it didn't even, because it didn't go inside. I don't think, like, it didn't go inside her foot. Like,
No,
I think
it does have the fragments in her feet, though.
Yeah, but I think because it grazed her. The fragments, a bullet's hot as fuck.
Yeah,
so I think the fragments all went into her foot, and just seeing her talk about it, that got me. Less. I didn't really watch all of it, but to Gayle King and just to Megan, I felt like she shouldn't have did the interview just because I feel like two things. Gayle King's not the best with Black people in interviews. Mm-hmm. Look at R. Kelly. That's all I'll say. And it just seems like she's not looking out for Megan because a lot of the questions seem like you said, Chris, she wanted to know the BS. Like, we're in a relationship, were y'all sexual? And then
she's over here crying about like the loss of her mother and the trauma that she's reliving of getting shot in the foot, and she's talking about, well, were you guys actually in a relationship or how was that? I'm just like, you're actually wild for that right now. She's like crying. You asking if she's in a relationship with him, or she was in a relationship with him.
Yeah. So a lot of information was put out in that interview that I just feel like I think with Meg right now. And I also think it with the homeboy on the other side, Tory, they're really battling the perception on what they want to do is garner, especially with Tory, not necessarily Meg, public opinion. The court of public opinion. They want that to sway what goes on in the court and with the jurors and shit. I think that's what they want to do because Tory was coming out with, there was a report that his DNA was inconclusive. He insinuated, and this stuff, I talked with my brother about this, and I didn't talk with the FBA chat about, well, somebody was talking about it, and I ignored it because Tory tweeted that he basically said he was fucking or smashing both of them, and that's why she mad.
And how she get the bullet fragments in her feet, though?
He's probably insinuating that the other girl shot Meg. I think that's his reasoning for the tweet. Because I think a message.
That was the reason that turned me. I didn't mean to interrupt you there, but that was one of the things that bothered me so much about this case. Like, she says he shot him. He says the other girl shot him, and the other girl just said she don't like Meg no more.
And here's another thing. For real, Tory's not even saying she shot her. Tory's just saying I didn't do it. I don't know. He's just playing. I just fucked.
Yeah, but by doing that, it's pointing towards the other girl, right?
It's alluding to that. But
because the bodyguard's kind of out of this whole scenario. Nobody's even mentioned him except for him being there.
No one is. But he's, like you said, Chris, insinuating it's the other girl, right? And just to me, both of them playing this. The court of public opinion. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like with the R. Kelly shit where you saw the documentary had a lot to do with investigations being open on him and then boom, he get hit with all these charges. So if the doc never came out and the public didn't do an outcry with R. Kelly, you know what I'm saying? So it's like they're trying to battle that. And with him, more than her, he needs that more than she does. So I feel like she shouldn't even. But because people are talking shit about her on grown-ass men, grown-ass fucking men are making fun of her for getting and saying she lying and taking up for this guy when they don't even know. Megan is lying and she a bitch. As a grown-ass man, why are you like attacking show? Like, I see that and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, honestly, when I first like learned like dudes was attacking her for all this, I had no idea.
It's that neck beard energy. I'm sorry. I'm tired.
Yeah, you're good, bro. Because that's facts. That is some neckbeard type stuff. Neckbeards, a neckbeard will find anything to attack.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Talk about white knighting. I'm like, nah, it's just being a decent human being. Like, come the fuck on, people.
Right. It's just like, oh, she got shot. She probably walked it off. Look how big she is. It's just like, bro, you can shoot Shaquille O'Neal. He's gonna feel that bullet. I promise you. He's gonna feel that bullet.
That nigga got a big ass foot. You know, he gonna feel that shit. But yeah, like
some cars because he's so big.
Mm-hmm.
That's saying something. Like, goddamn. I'm sorry.
No, you good.
Are you good? You good, man. But like I said, just to see grown men, and that's what Tory's trying to do. He's trying to create gray ame. You know, he's trying to create that like public opinion thing of like, oh, she lying, this, that, and the third. But I feel like if I'm Megan's team, tell her to just log off IG and put it out there on court in the courtroom because what people don't really know about this case, right? And I'm all these stupid ass men that keep caping for Tory. Megan is not filing charges against him.
Mm-hmm.
Megan is a victim. She's not filing charges against this dude. LA County is filing charges. That means they have evidence to back up that he shot her. Grown ass men.
Wait, did people not know how this case was even? Oh, I guess it's the internet. Okay, so never mind. That's crazy.
People
I mean, it's not crazy,
Megan
but
is filing charges and shit. He's going against Los Angeles and the county of LA. And Megan is just a victim in the case, saying her side. Right. So if you have an issue, go to LA, the county of LA, and say, hey, this and you know what? You know why this is even a fucking case? Because they found a hot gun in the car and it was his.
Mm-hmm.
So you grown ass men, why don't you tell Tory, nigga, why did you have a gun in the fucking car?
And they already have him on that too now, right? But it's just a case of it's the additional since there was a additional case, since there was a victim, and the additional case since I guess he violated something else too, but I can't remember.
Yeah. The reason why they filed a case, and there wouldn't even be a case because Megan actually said it was glass. The reason why they filed a case is because they found bullet fragments in her foot. They have phone calls that he did from fucking. They have actual phone calls where he's like saying, "Oh, I'm sorry," and they have text messages.
Mm-hmm.
So grown ass men, stop attacking Megan.
Yeah, and for all you who trying to hide stuff out there, the police can't find you if they need to. Your phone record. Your phone company is your biggest snitch out here. Just remember that. They know everything you do on your phone. Use any type of VPN you want. You got that phone log or whatever, they got you.
So, listen, I'm not taking a side. Listen, they're saying inconclusive DNA or whatever on the gun, and he's trying to create this environment of gray area. Listen, I'm going to let the court system do their job. I'm not going to take a side. If anything, I'm going to side with the woman, that the victim, because at the end of the day, she still got shot.
Yeah, because it just doesn't make sense how else the bullets, like bullet fragments went up in her feet. Like, what's she doing? Stomping on them? Like, that don't make no sense.
Yeah, so shout out to Meg. Shout out to all the females that have to go through abuse and that they don't have real men to listen to them. Kill your fucking toxic. Listen, I know Future came out with an album today, but kill that ego, man.
Oh, did he? It came out today.
Yeah, I don't listen to Future because he promotes a lot of these men listen to this stuff and feel like I'm sorry if I'm coming at the brothers, but I have to when it comes to black women because Lord have mercy. But speaking of big things happening and stories. Elon Musk buys Twitter. What do you think of him buying Twitter? And what do you think of the next thing of what he allegedly? Well, I don't know if it's a real tweet, but he allegedly said he wants to buy Coca-Cola and put cocaine back in it. And Pusha T retweeted that.
Elon Musk is a troll to the highest degree. He's part of the reason why some of these cryptocurrencies have like the super high spikes and then the super crazy dips. He knows what he's doing. When he did that, Coca-Cola probably spiked up in stock. They didn't?
I don't know. I'm just shaking. No, I'm not. I'm just shaking my head because I just remembered how much money he cost me with what he did with the cryptos.
But like his words, be they like him trying to be funny or whatever, hold a unreasonable amount of weight to a degree I'm not even sure. Because like people be like, well, he's so smart, he's so this, that, and the other. And to be honest, I'm not even sure he's actually like the like the genius behind all the stuff that happens as much as he is like the owner of it. And he might put like an idea on paper and then he hires people to go do it, which in respect does take talent. It does take the ability to come up with the ability to have the creativity to think of such an idea. But is he the actual scientist, engineer, mechanic, whoever you need to put all these moving pieces together? Is he actually part of that process in any way, shape, or form? I don't know. I don't think so. If he truly was, he might have known that window he threw that. He had that guy throw that hard ball at. You remember when he had that truck? He would know it wasn't unbreakable.
Yeah, I mean, Elon Musk, he's very powerful. Like you said, he don't cost me some money. Yeah, with his actions. So, but I think a lot of people, when they have the power and they have the personality, they can just play with anything. And like at first, I thought he was trolling when he said he was going to buy Twitter. I didn't believe it. I thought he
was trolling at first, and then people were like, he won't. And he was like, okay, bet.
And he bought it for $44 billion. So like, Jesus Christ.
Because like, why would he buy like 9? He bought the stock in it. Then it's like, actually, you know what? I'm gonna just buy the whole company.
Basically, like, I don't think people realize how big $1 billion is. It's not even real money at some point. It's just all fictional. So they're just moving shit around until it makes sense to them.
Yeah, literally. And he put up 44 of them, 44 billion.
Blows my mind. That's bigger than the budget of the World Food Program. Like, they just got cleared for $10 billion, which is more than their budget for last year, which was $9 billion. And they have no idea how they're going to like manage all that. They literally have economists in the back trying to crunch the numbers and shit, but they don't understand. It's a lot of money. You get what I'm saying?
I feel you on that for you, Big Ave.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Like, yeah, right now with just shit. Yeah, Elon Musk, man, he's a different breed. Like I was like Googling a lot of his just to figure out what how he amassed his wealth. At first, I think what I looked at and what I saw, like he built his own tech company, IT companies, and he just kept building them up, selling them to different companies, and
he was born rich though.
He comes from a wealthy family. I mean, obviously that helps, but you can come from a rich family and still fuck up money. He
True. I mean, you got the Trump still who can bail you out, but
yeah. But he really said, "We come from money. I don't make us have money. And he credit to him.
Yeah, no, he understands the era we're living in. He's deep into that zeitgeist of the world right now, and he's thriving. He knows what he's doing. Clearly,
money. That's how much money he got.
Mm-hmm.
Like my brother Jay-Z would say, "Leave my brother alone. Leave my brother alone. Elon Musk, if you hear me, give Out of the Berg podcast some money. So we can have some infrastructure. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna throw it out there, Elon Musk. If you're hearing this, just give us some money. We'll triple that for you.
He gives us a penny each.
But yeah, Elon Musk is out here doing his thing. This is the last topic. Yeah, this is the last topic of the day, and this is kind of. So yeah, we didn't have much news this week for people, and we probably should have asked questions. I should have did that earlier this week or something, because, did a bad job. But there was an old Boosie interview that somebody reenacted. I forgot her name, man. She was just spot on with it. So it begged me to ask it, because Boosie was very animated. He was like, "And ain't nobody seen R. Kelly in the versus battle. Prince can't see him. MJ, Stevie Wonder." So I wanted to ask, like minds, is R. Kelly really like that? Could he beat Michael Jackson? Could he beat Prince? Could he beat Stevie Wonder? And if not, who would you like to see? Well, we can't see it because it'll be from jail, and we probably won't see it at all. But who would be a good contender for R. Kelly?
I'm sure R. Kelly would have probably been a fun versus, but Michael Jackson would crush him. Prince would probably crush him as well. And Stevie Wonder has been probably featured and part of so many different songs and it's still being played today, even probably like people are probably still sampling his stuff. So I don't even understand how that's even a comparable thing to say, to be honest with you. Don't get me wrong, because R. Kelly got a lot of stuff. If you put up his top 20 versus anybody's top 20, I'm sure it'd be a decent battle, but I don't see him going against those three that was named like that. Not like that. And maybe it's my bias. And again, I don't, at least not on top of my head, I can't think of 20 names of Prince's songs. I know Prince songs, but we never listened to them as much as we did, Michael Jackson or Stevie. But there's a solid 10, 12 I could think of that would give R. Kelly, I think, a pretty hard time, I think.
Yeah, just to piggyback off you, I'm going to go, okay, in a worldwide scheme of things, you're not seeing any of these three, period. But me personally, Michael Jackson washes R. Kelly. Michael Jackson, honestly...
It's not even the conversation, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't know anybody that could go up against Michael Jackson just off of his aura alone.
Casually.
Yeah, I don't think... The only person that could go against Michael Jackson is probably Prince, only because they were rivals and like...
That'd be a fun versus.
They were like... how do I say it? Their personalities were very like... They were like... You felt like... Yeah, like their aura is just like Prince.
Because Michael Jackson is almost like, I'm this pure innocence. And Prince is just like sexuality on explosion,
Yeah, Prince was definitely... Yeah, Prince was another one. Yeah, he's definitely one of those. But yeah, so I'd say for me personally, Michael Jackson will wash R. Kelly. It's not even a conversation. However, with Prince, I was a bigger R. Kelly guy growing up. And Prince wasn't played as much as R. Kelly or even Michael Jackson. So, I mean, I know more R. Kelly records to heart. But then I got into Prince. Honestly, I'll probably still put my money. Yeah, I'm going to still put my money on Prince. Yeah, I'm going to still put money on Prince. Honestly, yeah, I still put money on Prince. But that it's not as decisive as MJ. And Stevie Wonder, first of all, I don't make no fucking... Stevie Wonder and R. Kelly don't make no fucking sense. That shouldn't even be a thought. Just because they're so like...
Yeah.
he gonna be saying "My Sherry Amor," and then this guy gonna be like "Sex me," like let's.
Yeah, no, it's like it's two different vibes completely.
Yeah, like,
but in a weird way.
This guy gonna be saying that girl sings.
But then I guess in a sense it'd also be like that for Michael Jackson and Prince too.
Well, it depends because MJ has some edgy.
By the pure vibe of it though, because Michael Jackson be like he's literally on the right end. Prince will be here on the left. Like they're while the crowds were similar, they were definitely like for a different. Like while they were for the same audience, they were for different audiences. If that makes sense.
Yeah, Prince was more edgier.
Yes.
Then Michael at times was because Bad. They were supposed to do Bad together.
Mm-hmm.
It was supposed, and that's
been interesting.
Huh?
So that would have been interesting.
Yeah. So MJ he wanted to get that edgier stuff, but Prince was like, "Boy, you not like that. I ain't coming on this record with you." It's so funny. Every time I hear that story, I laugh. But yeah, I think you're right. It's Prince and MJ will still be good. But Prince is a little edgier with his.
But it would still work though because they were actually like rivals in probably the same time period.
It still work. So. It still work. But honestly, the only nigga, if we being real, like let's just focus on because I'm gonna go to the second part of the question. R. Kelly, if it's just R&B, there's only realistically one or two people that could go up against him. It's only Usher and Chris Brown. That's it. And Chris Brown, if I think
what about Neo? Because Neo done wrote for a whole bunch of people.
Neo, because he wrote for people. Oh, they both wrote for people though. R. Kelly wrote for Muffa. Ooh. Honestly, that one would be interesting too because both of them. So I'll throw Neo in there too. I'll give you that. I'll throw Neo just because of the pen. But
it counts. That does count.
Yeah. So, but if you ask me 20 Chris Brown songs versus 20 R. Kelly songs, I'm not going to say R. Kelly will mop him. I just don't see Chris Brown winning. I just don't see. And then if you say 20 Usher songs versus 20.
But hold on. You got to remember though, for verses, it's also kind of like a performance.
That changes. Okay, if you say that changes the whole dynamic. That's it because like Chris Brown is known to be like a, phenomenal. Like they say he's Michael Jackson. I don't agree. Mm-hmm. Well, I do not agree.
No, but I understand like this.
I understand the comparison.
He's a very talented performer as he's like live performing.
Yeah, he does 20 backflips and sweat. I'm up sweat. Yeah, I've seen him before. I'm motherfucker sweat. Yep. Not like it's different because I've watched Chris. Well, I haven't watched him in person live, but I've watched his performances as a dancer, and I watched Usher. Usher will be like, and then Chris will be like, and then you do a 20 backflips, you be seeing that dude sweat. I'm like, damn, that's a whole workout, B. But when you add that, then Chris Brown has a better shot at, but also R. Kelly's a good performer too. He performs very very OD with his performance, whether it's a female record or like it's I believe you've seen him perform I Believe I Can Fly on stage before?
Okay. On YouTube.
Okay. Yeah, YouTube. So I mean, yeah, I think Chris or Usher would have a better shot at R. Kelly. I think more or less Usher, if we talking catalog.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if they could beat R. Kelly. Usher's the only one maybe, but I don't know. R. Kelly, even though he a creep, R. Kelly got some mean catalog and the features too. They mean.
Yeah, no, maybe it's just me then because I don't know. Like everything he's after you put into context is big for me. it kind of kills a lot of that stuff.
I get it. It killed. Remember when we did the list? I put R. Kelly like at 4 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't for this BS, he probably 1 or 2, maybe 1. Because as a kid, he was like my favorite R&B artist. But I get where you're at, So I mean,
I'm gonna be real. When's the last time R. Kelly's ever been on stage? You compare that to Chris, who's probably at his like not prime, but he's still pretty up there.
Still pretty up there.
Yeah, R. Kelly, even when he was out, I mean, he didn't have. I'll give you this. R. Kelly after, I forgot what after what, but like last decade, he didn't have that. He didn't have a real hit. All his hits is from the 2000s and the 90s. So I mean, I guess Chris will have the edge there. But I don't know. I think so. You would take Chris. Would you take both of them over R. Kelly?
Maybe Usher. If I'm just trying not to take it into context, maybe I still take Usher over him. Maybe not Chris though.
Yeah, Chris is hard to, because if you take into account the performance, then but I don't know if his 20 don't seem as mean as R. Kelly's 20.
No, but that 20 would, might come up different when you see him hit like, a flip or something.
Exactly.
And it changes the tide of it.
It'll change the momentum. So like that, I'll give him. And Usher's 20 is just gonna be. I've seen Usher live with my eyes. So like Usher's 20, I know is elite. So I think he's the only one that I think maybe, but R. Kelly's run was different, man. Yeah, he was different, man. So I mean, yeah, I think I agree with you, Chris. Usher's the only one, maybe. And if you take into account writing, I agree with you, Neo. But that's about it. I mean, all the other R&B dudes, they can take a backseat.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, me and Gerard, I think I told you, we saw Maxwell, Joe, and Anthony Hamilton. R&B shows are lit, man. They're lit.
I believe it.
So, yeah, we gonna, we gonna definitely, show love to the R&B cats. You know what I'm saying? But Boosie, we don't co-sign beating Michael Jackson, Prince, or Stevie Wonder. Those are like levels.
Yeah, to be honest, it doesn't even make sense why that was why he thought that was even comparable. I mean, granted, I don't know. Again, he was talking about nobody grew up the same way, so I don't I don't exactly know what he was getting at by why he was saying that, because I know some people who grown up in some real rough areas and had dirt road type stuff and all this other type of stuff. Love Prince. Can't tell them nothing about no Prince. Love Michael Jackson. Can't tell them nothing about no Michael Jackson. But
you see the most hood. You see the most hood dude.
Yeah.
Like, yo, I love Michael Jackson, man. When they did the glove and I'm like,
and
you a Crip. The hell? Well, yeah, I agree with you there, Chris. I think with Boosie, if you look at his personality, it makes sense. It makes sense. We don't need to get into how his personality is. It's very fun. He's kind of
and honestly, all that stuff he said, it could have just really meant like R. Kelly was just one of his favorite singers, and he just don't have nobody above him. And he was just going, but he had to go a roundabout way of saying that because that would have portrayed his masculinity in some type of way that he didn't want to portray that problem.
If you look at like, and I'll say this about what he said, right, about how people grew up. R. Kelly, he was never like he was mainstream, but he wasn't promoted like how Usher, Chris Brown is like a mainstream trying to hit white folks and trying to hit certain bases. R. Kelly, although he did hit those bases because he just made great music, his focus was on like sometimes like when people mention like artists that like R&B artists that were like embraced hip hop, he should be one because like he was like a nigga like you know how like Jodeci was.
Mm-hmm.
He was the edgy hood guy talking about. He was extra with it, but like talking about R&B and making love, and you know Jodeci was doing that too, and he did it kind of on steroids. So I think that's what Boosie is like referring to, because he remixed a lot of hip hop, right? Like his hip hop. That's why I say he like it's hard because he did a lot of like hip hop songs and remixes. Ooh, yeah. R. Kelly hip hop bag different too. So that's why I think where Boosie's rationale comes from. If you think about, did Usher do that many features?
I can't. No, not like that.
Yeah, like I can't. The only one I can think of is "I Need a Girl." Like that's the only one I can really think of off the top of my head right now.
Yeah.
But R. Kelly was always doing something with a rapper. Like he'd do a record with Jeezy, he'd do a record with every rapper, Jay-Z, Nas, everybody. So I mean, he was more into the hip hop world. So that's where I feel Boosie coming from. You know what I'm saying? Boosie, he a character. But I'll say that for he a character. But yeah,
did R. Kelly have a song with Boosie?
He said that they did a record, but it never came out.
Oh yeah,
which makes. Shout out to Boosie. He had a record with Duval that came out last year that I love.
Yeah, I seen that. I heard
that song. Bro. Love that song. Speaking of R&B dudes, Duval, man, he has a run. He's had a good run with R&B songs.
Yes. I stopped following him after you know the debacle with that 2020 debate, or was it 20? Yeah, 20. When was that? When did that tweet come out? It was 2020, right?
Oh yeah, when he stole our stuff and then
we sent it to him and then asked him to post it for us, but he posted like it was his own.
Yeah. I still get like, man.
Cause that thing went up everywhere. It went up everywhere, Peter. It was on like Shade Room. It was on like what's the other place, man? Everywhere.
A lot of hip hop. A lot of like hip hop.
Yeah.
Big hip hop blogs.
That was like perfect, Peter. Just sent it to the wrong person.
Should have sent it to Kevin on stage or some shit.
Next time, bro. Next time.
Send it to Kevin on stage. But I was looking at Boosie he liked to post ratchet stuff. So I'm like, all right, Boosie, just give us the props. Give us the props. And you know what's so funny about it? He ain't changed nothing on the video. The way I put the fonts in it and everything, he kept it the same. Oh my God. I gave this guy free material, man. Oh. Dang it. Dang it, Boosie. You just couldn't act out of the berg. That's all you had to do. Act out of the berg. Repost or something. I hate when they do that. But yeah, shout out to him for his R&B run. But you a hoe for that. The other thing I said. You a hoe for that. But I like your R&B run. You make good R&B. But yeah. Anything else you want to say before I wrap it up?
No. I think that was everything.
Okay, so now I can wrap it up. Yeah, shout out to everybody that's been following the show, listening to us. You can find us on YouTube, 3:15 Mondays, as far as on podcast and stream podcasts. You can find us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and Google and majority of them. And we will be on those midnight Monday. Remember, like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please continue to do that, or please do that. Share reviews on all the podcasting platforms we're at. Let us know what you think. And follow us on our social media at Out of the Berg. on Instagram, Out of the Bread Pod on Twitter. My personal's at Kofi Peter on IG. The Peter is spelled Pita, and at Peter Kofi on Twitter. Yeah, I said both. But yeah, Chris.
You can catch me on Twitter at BigChris_57 and on IG at Everybody Loves Chris.
Avery, if you remember.
The answer is no. I think it has something to do with, my IG is Avery Koopa, capital KOOPA. And you can come find me at Twitter at Avery thing. Yeah, I'm going to have to update that.
Do you remember, girl? On the floor. That just reminded me of the Michael Jackson song. But yeah, stay black, stay woke. We love y'all.
Bye. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Out of the Break podcast. We're available on all podcasting platforms, and we ask that you like, comment, share, and subscribe, as well as hit that notification bell. That way you'll be notified whenever we release a new video. And as always, we like you, we love you, but we gotta go. Bye.